Good morning, afternoon, or evening, dear yogis here at Yoga TX. I am tuning in from my flat here in London and really grateful to be sharing practice with you today. So yes, if you're here every Monday, thank you. If you're here any other day of the week, thank you. If it's your first time, your 100th time, thank you for being here, supporting what Yoga TX does and practicing, being here for yourself. Today's practice for me is themed around, or at least the energetic theme is around connection to nature, and something that's so important in cities, I feel, especially here in London where it can be quite cold, is to get out into the parks. And I feel so grateful for the park culture here. And I'm actually going to the park after I do this practice. But like putting your hands on the earth and breathing in the air and being around water sources, even if you're not in them, being around the ponds and the lakes and connecting to the elements that exists like within and without you, meaning, you know, when we touch the earth, like connecting to our own roots, when we are near the water, connecting to our own fluidity, when we are breathing in the air, also understanding our own ability to shapeshift and to move and to really shift and change. You know, I think I hear so many people lately, especially in the city, that are in the cog, they're in the wheel, and they're doing the same thing every day, and they are in the 9 to 5, which I've been there, and I get it. And they're saying, you know, I can't do this, or I wouldn't be able to do this, or I want to do this, but it's not possible. And I understand that. I understand responsibility, I understand the structure of creating consistency and safety in our lives. But when we have the opportunity to go back to nature and we realize that we're always supported and that there is always air to breathe in and water to drink for so many of us, and not so much for every single person that should have that space, but that's a whole different conversation. But the elements are there to hold us, and they're there to hold all of us. And so reconnecting with nature, truly reconnecting with nature, especially when you feel that you're stuck in the cog, you're stuck in the system, that you're invisible, or you're just in that loop, that routine, and putting your hands on the dirt of the earth and your feet, your bare feet, and breathing in, and maybe putting your body in the water and submerging yourself, and reminding yourself that you're not separate from nature, that you're not separate from this world that you inhabit, and that there are far more accessible activities for you to be doing than just that same routine, and break out of it if you need to, for even a moment. So we're going to break out of it for this moment. So that being said, let's start standing. Easier said than done, right? So at least we give ourselves this 20-minute practice to just be here in the body, connecting to our own roots. So first, really get a bit of a shake in the lower trunk. So in the trunk of the body, and it can kind of be like a clumsy, dopey little hop in the body. And the booty can kind of hop back and hop forward, and the chest can get involved. Let the shoulders hop as well. And you want it to look a little weird. You know, this isn't rhythmic. There's no specific pattern to it. And maybe the heels begin to come off the ground, and let your heels hit the ground. And you'll feel a jolt of energy in the back of the heels going up the meridian lines, these energetic lines in the body. And it can start to wake things up. You might feel the hip space open. And even sometimes there's an activation in the genitals, like doesn't have to be a sexual charge, but a sensual charge of just the body like igniting. Flick the hands and come into your breath, equal inhalations and exhalations through the nostrils. And again, the booty can go back, it could travel forward, let everything kind of hop and wobble in the joints. Let out some sighs. Shake the arms a bit. And this is just a reminder that we are creatures as well, you know? We put on our business suits, We wear our clothes, but we're still just wild creatures. So really allow yourself to be a little wild. Now I want you to flutter the lips. Twice more. You could shake the head while you do it. All right, come into stillness. So we got a little weird. And just notice if you could feel a bit more your heartbeat, the temperature, if you're hearing sounds near and far from you. Sometimes it's like 2 minutes of just silliness, shaking the body. It brings us out of that fog, that hypnosis of routine. Connects us back with that animal-like nature. It undomesticates us. Like we're here again. So hands to heart center, palms together. Intention to not forget your wildness. The impracticality of being a human. The uniqueness of the human experience. That you don't have to fit into all the boxes and have your hair perfect and your clothes perfect and everything fits into the body perfectly and beautifully. We just let ourselves hang out, be wild, hair messy, no makeup. Let's open the eyes. Take an inhale, step to the front of your mat, reach up. And exhale, bow down. Take your time, keep the legs straight as you can, fold in. Let's take an inhale, rise back up, slight bend in the knees, back bend, open the chest. And exhale, bow down, slight bend in the knees, arms come down slowly, head drops in. Inhale up, back bend. And exhale, bow down. Exalting the sky here, inhale up, back bend. And exhale, bow down, nice and slow. So we move so fast in life. Let's just move slow. Inhale up. And exhale, bow down. Feeling the juiciness of having a human body. Stay here. Take the feet a little bit wider than the hips. Take the big toes. Let the elbows come out and just let the head drop in. Straighten the legs, lengthen the back line, fold in, let the head drop down. So we're just moving into all planes of the body. So we shook up the physiology of the body, removing any stagnation, maybe in the chi, the prana, the life force in the body. Now we're lengthening through the back line. We open through the front line in our little back bends. We're just getting into all sides of the body. Take the hands to the earth. Inhale, come up halfway, fingertips. And exhale, fold down. Slight bend in the knees. Inhale, slowly rise up. Let the arms hang as you come up. Take your time. Rounding the shoulders back. Beautiful. Let's take an inhale. Big toes closer together. Reach up. Clasp the hands, pointer fingers pointing up, lean the hips to the left, arms to the right, look to the left. So really press down through the left side, get nice and long as we open into the gallbladder meridian. Little pulses here. And we're continuing to breathe in and out of the nostrils. Coming all the way back up, leaning the hips to the right, and then arms to the left, look to the right. Little pulses here as well to the left. Let's come back up and bow down. Beautiful. Inhale, rise up, reach up, back bend. And exhale, hands to the heart. Hands to the hips. We're going to take the legs nice and wide. And turn the feet towards the front and back of the mat. We're going to bend the knees out and we're going to sink deep into our goddess squat. So sink down, hands resting on the knees. And we're going to just move from side to side. I'm actually realizing how funny it is with my animal print that I'm speaking about nature and us as creatures today. I was like, it must be the leggings. So let's drop the right shoulder into the center line, look over the left shoulder. And still strong in the legs, so we're not just dumping our weight onto the thighs here. Left shoulder into the center, look towards the right. And back through center. Inhale, reach up, straighten. Pigeon toe the feet in, come in a little bit here. Hands to the hips. Slight bend in the knees, sink the hips back. Let the head drop down. Palms to the earth. Let's fold in nice and wide. Let the head drop down towards the earth. Inhale, come up halfway onto the fingertips. Keep the right hand planted. Left arm stretches up. Open the chest. Keep the hips square. Inhale. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, right arm reaches up, open the chest. And then the right hand comes back down. Let the head drop in, take a hold of the toes here, the big toes, chest up first, and then fold in, elbows bow out. Really pull the head underneath the body. Straighten the legs as much as you can. Let me stay here for a few rounds of breath, in and out of the nostrils. Slowly come up. Bend into the right knee. Come down towards the right heel. Left toes point up. So into a ninja squat here. And the fingertips can just stay on the earth. So we're just really getting in to the hips here. And let's move from the right side to the left side. Stay on the fingertips. Right toes point up. Chest open. And let's just move back and forth a few times. The arms can get involved if you'd like. Opening the chest up. Nice and smooth and slow. Doing these kind of movements allow us to get more animal-like, to get a bit more fluid in all the ways the body can move. So we're used to walking forward and back, a little less moving side to side, and getting down low towards the earth is less, what's the word here, present in everyday life. Be nice if you were doing this in your office jobs. You can. Bring it to the office, bring it to the office. But just connecting with the earth more. Hands to the ground, feeling that solidity beneath you. Opening into all planes of the body. Let's take one more round. And slowly come back to the front of the mat. Bend into the right knee. So in the right knee, bring the right hand to the inside of the right knee and slowly let the hips drop a bit. And you could draw a few circles here. So we're getting into that low dragon lunge. And slowly bring the left knee down. Come down onto the forearms if you can, or stay on the palms. And let the right knee open out to the right a bit here. So getting into the hip flexors, letting the head drop in. You can stay here. You could come onto the palms. Bend the left knee back behind you. Reach back with the right hand. Pull in. And slowly step it back. Right hand to the earth, step back, downward facing dog. Let's pause in downward facing dog, pressing the heels down, hips high, let the head drop down, looking towards the navel. Nice and long through the back line, releasing any stagnation here. Strong in the shoulders and the feet. Step the left foot forward to the outside of the left hand. Drop the right hip down to hover. Draw some circles here. Right knee drops down. You can stay on the palms or come down to the forearms. A little rock side to side. That left knee can open up to the left side a bit more. Hands to the earth. Bend the right knee back behind you. Reach back for the right foot. Pull in, open the chest to the left. Let go of the right foot. And let's step back, downward facing dog. Slowly walk the feet forward, halfway up the mat. Come onto the tiptoes, bend the knees, sink the hips, and slowly come down. And we're going to pull the knees into the chest, rock back in to wind relieving pose. On the backs, rocking from side to side. And again, there's such a there's such a gift in doing our yoga practice and just connecting with the ground beneath us, whether we're on the actual grass in the ground, whether we're on hardwood floors or carpet. It's something beneath us that just holds us. I think that's a deep human desire to be held and to be chosen, to always have something there. To really connect with the ground beneath you as this principle that chooses you always to hold you. To take feet down to the ground, hip width distance apart. Let your knees fall to the right. Open up the arms wide, look to the left, and the right foot can rest on top of the left thigh to pull it down more if you'd like. Doesn't have to. But nice passive twist here. A few rounds of breath in and out of the nostrils. And slowly the knees come through center, to the left, look to the right. Come back through center. Take the right foot on top of the left knee. Pull the left knee into the chest. And you can either take the hands at the back of the left thigh or the front of the left shin. And you could use the right elbow to press the right knee open a bit more. But we're pulling the right shin in towards the body. You can take tiny pulses, and we're getting into that right glute. Slight dorsiflexion of the right toes towards the shin. Just make sure we're taking care of the right knee. And then set the left foot down. Let everything fall over to the left. Right knee pointing up towards the sky, the ceiling. Let's come back through center. Right foot down, left foot on top of the right knee. And pull in. Put the right foot down. Let everything drop over towards the right. Open up the arms, look to the left. Just come back to center. Stretch the legs out in front of you. Let's take a mini Savasana. So you can always pause the video, stay here for as long as you like, feeling the ground beneath you. If it feels good to have the hands on the hips or one hand on heart, one hand on belly, it's a beautiful practice to just come into connection with your own body, your own nature. We'll take at least 5 breaths of silence here before I lead us out, and you can always pause me to stay longer.